Live on Rumble, live on YouTube. Good afternoon. I know my hair is a mess. I just took a shower. You know, why is that what you're laughing about?
Yeah, I was.
Well, you know, at least I have hair to make a mess. So.
Ooh, hurts.
Anyway, welcome to the State in History, AKA TDH. I am A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon.
Yeah, and you, of course, you. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. Today is Saturn's Day. Pardon me, AKA Saturday. I'm still out of breath from the gym. March 21st, 2026. This show is about interesting and important occurrences that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with the year 537. Siege of Rome. King Vitellius attempted to assault the northern and eastern city walls, but was repulsed at the Prarenstein Gate, known as the Vivarium, by the defenders under the Byzantine generals Bessas and Peranius. 630 here, Byzantine Emperor Heraclius restored the true cross to Jerusalem, and we have here a picture of that. So this is apparently the cross that Jesus was crucified on. Now there's fragments all over the world and everything of the true cross.
Yeah, but is it really accurate? I
well,
don't know.
yeah. Well, this is one of the holiest Christian relics on the other source. So
they believe it to be true. That's for sure.
Yeah. 1180 here. Emperor Antoko acceded to the throne of Japan. We have a discrepancy here. 1188 from now I could have screwed up somehow, though I don't know how I misplaced 0 and 8 from last time when I wrote this, but we have the same thing here. Antoko ascended the throne as the 81st Emperor of Japan. So, and primary source potentially edited because it used to say this. So I know it's at 1188 because it says it right here.
Yeah.
So, but maybe it's 1180. I'm not sure. So we have a potential discrepancy.
That's an easy typing error.
Yeah. 1349, the Black Death Massacre. Here we go again. Between 100 and 3,000 Jews. That's a big number difference. Ooh. Were killed in Black Death riots in Erfurt, Germany. It was part of a wave of pogroms across Western Europe. And the other source called it anti-Semitic, even though Semites are not only Jewish people. Although for whatever reason, we always, whenever we say anti-Semitic, it's always talking about the Jews, despite Semites being, Islam, Christian, all sorts of various people. But yeah, and this happened because they were being accused of the Black Death. Remember there are multiple articles about people saying that they saw the Jews poisoning the wells and everything. And not every ass kicking falls out of the sky. Just over 100 countries over the past couple of thousand years. I don't think every single one of them, they were innocent angel Aladdins. I think most of them, like it was caused by something, but, we can't talk about that, for some reason. 1556, on the day of his execution in Oxford, former Archbishop of Canterbury, Thomas Cranmer, deviated from the scripted sermon by renouncing the recantations he had made and adds, quote, "And as for the Pope, I refuse him as Christ's enemy and Antichrist with all his false doctrine," end quote. So he's accusing the Pope of being the Antichrist, from the sounds of it, which, with how the Vatican is today, especially considering how the Pope back in, 1933, I think, worked with Benito Mussolini to create Vatican as a sovereign state. The papacy has a very shady history, and I really especially don't like how they have those massive archives and how none of that is public information.
Well, they have to make deals along the way in history just to survive, that's for sure.
Well,
things that aren't what we wouldn't consider too kosher.
Yeah.
1680 words.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of darkness in the Vatican. I mean, from the Pope's seat, the main thing that looks like a snake head. Let me show you. Vatican snake. Just to show you here. This is on the right. This is the inside of one of the rooms of the Vatican or something. It's a snake head. Do you see that?
Oh yeah.
And everything. This is intentional. So maybe the Vatican is satanic. I don't know. Anyway, we have here 1681. The third exclusion parliament met in Oxford and lasted for 1 week. The last time parliament met outside of Westminster. Exclusion Parliament. I don't like the sound of that.
That doesn't sound good at all.
1702, Queen Anne addressed English Parliament. Queen Anne, the ship that sunk from Pokemon, it was called the SS Queen Anne.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like a play on the Titanic, and it ended up sinking. They even said it was like the largest unsinkable ship or whatever in the show. It was such a play on it and everything.
Yeah.
1788, a fire destroyed 856 buildings in New Orleans, Louisiana, leaving most of the town in ruins. And I have an image right here. It's kind of small, but now remember, like what I've been saying, between 1600 to 1800 or something, just all these fires all over the place. Like, are you starting to see the pattern? Like how many massive fires?
Yeah.
And they all took place within a rough, like 150, 200 year span, apart from each other. And it's almost as if it's a giant cover-up. Because so many historical things, so many books, so many documents, so many buildings, so many things got destroyed.
Yeah, but it could be the times they built everything out of wood, the way people lived, open fires on the poor sections of town. It could be a lot of reasons why there would be a lot of fires in a certain 100-year period. And it could be what you're talking about, some kind of...
I'm just saying, look into it. I'm not saying, what I'm saying is true or not. I'm just saying the world is not what you think it is. So just go find some icebergs, dig into them, and, you'll find what you find. Pardon me, that was weird. 1788, Olada Equadio, a.k.a. Gustavus Vasa, was a freed slave, petitioned King George III and Queen Charlotte to free enslaved Africans. Well, I mean...
So that would be in the UK or whatever it was then?
Apparently.
England at the time?
Well, no, maybe Canada?
I don't know.
So,
I don't know.
Because England ended slavery before we did, well before we did.
Yeah, they did.
So, and they actually, it wasn't until 2014...
It could be somewhere, it could be anywhere. There's all kinds of kings everywhere.
Well, this was King George III. This is Britain.
That's why I said,
So, yeah. At the same time, it's nice to petition the king to ask him to free enslaved Africans. At the same time, I personally would have kept my head down because he would have just been... It's very more likely, than the alternative, I guess you want change back on you, don't you?
Well, he was a free slave, that said. And, maybe in their global empire, there were still African slaves being held, or still slavery.
Yeah, so
he may be asking them to save all of them, not just in England.
However, if that's the case, why would you risk your own freedom by stirring the pot even more like that? Keep your head down.
Well, not if
he's a freed slave.
That's a brave man, though. Maybe he says all Africans have to be slaves, and he wouldn't be quiet about it. I'll tip my hat to it.
But it's not saying here that he didn't turn back into slavery. Or,
No, it doesn't say that at all.
Yeah, so maybe that's what happened because he couldn't keep his mouth shut and be grateful for what he had.
I'll use your term. I'd rather be back enslaved or dead rather than be on my knees.
True. Or you can just accept, your freedom and be happy with what you got, instead of trying to stir shit.
He wasn't satisfied with that, so I give him kudos.
Yeah, I'm not.
Could be anyways.
I'm not saying not to give him kudos. I'm just saying, really, really potentially stupid move. Anyway, 1791, Captain Hopely Yeaton became the first commissioned officer in the Revenue Marine, later the Revenue Cutter Service, the forerunner of the modern U.S. Coast Guard. So we just got a whole history right there.
Yeah.
1800, with the church leadership driven out of Rome during an armed conflict, Pius VII was crowned Pope in Venice with a temporary papal tiara made of paper mache. Wow.
You're right. There's one of the times they run out.
Yeah, well, that was more recently.
Yeah.
1800. 1801, the Battle of Alexandria was fought between British and French forces near the ruins of Nicopolis, near Alexandria in Egypt. 1804, Napoleonic Code was adopted in France, stressing clearly written and accessible law. So, you got to make sure it's completely, totally coherent. And then now we have all this legal speak, and now we have things that are as far from coherent as possible. So, it's ridiculous. 1821, First Revolutionary Act in the monastery of Agia Levara, Kalat Virtia, during the Greek War of Independence. What was it? The First Revolutionary Act. What was it like? What was it? Was it like a riot, a demonstration? a revolution. Like there's so many, different revolutionary acts that you can do. I wonder what it was specifically. 1821, merger of the Hudson Bay Company and the Northwest Company, creating a monopoly of the fur trade in the British North America. Yep. 1824, a fire at Cairo ammunition dump killed 4,000 horses. Oh, that's not good. Poor horses. 1826, Beethoven's String Quartet No. 13 in B-flat major, OP 130, premiered in Vienna 1 century ago, or 2 centuries ago, 1826. Right there. 1844, origin of Baha'i era. Baha'i calendar starts here. Baha 1-1. The Baha'i calendar began. This is the day of the first year of the Baha'i calendar. It is annually celebrated by members of the Baha'i faith as the Baha'i New Year and now Rose. Image search this. All right. I'm going to search this.
Awesome.
We're not there yet, so
it's such a recent
yeah,
religion.
Yeah. Which, you want to tell the audience what you've told me a couple of times?
About?
Pardon me, Islam. I'm just sneezing. Like how Islam accepts Judaism and Christianity, but not Baha'i.
Oh, well, it's my understanding, and don't take this to the bank because I could be wrong because I'm not a Baha'i.
I believe you're right, though.
It's not that they accept Christianity or Judaism, but they recognize it because it was all prior to Muhammad.
Yep.
The Baha'is came after, therefore it cannot exist
According
because
to their
Muhammad
law.
is the one and the only one, and nothing will ever follow him.
According to the Islamic faith.
Yes, of course.
Yes. And the same thing, like it's the same thing. With the Jews it was Moses, with the Christians it's Jesus, and with Islam it's Muhammad.
Yeah.
And then boom, that's their end. Because the Christians recognize Judaism but not Islam, and then Judaism just doesn't recognize anything but themselves. So, what else do we got here? Oh yeah, this image. New calendar for a new age, 19 months of 19 days each, 361 days, plus 4 or 5 intercalary days, February 26th through March 1st. Last month, March 2 through 2nd, a month of fasting, sun up to sundown. The new year, Nowruz, begins on March 21st, the spring equinox. Baha'i is observed 9 annual holy days. All right. 1844, the original date predicted by William Miller of Massachusetts for the return of Christ and the end of the world. Now I'd never noticed this until now. These were both 1844. The creation of Baha'i, and then this guy's prediction of the end of the world. I wonder if he predicted that because of the Baha'i thing. I'm not. How would he know? But it's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Like we have the end of one religion, or the end of the world, and according to one, and then the start of another. 1859, Zoological Society of Philadelphia, the first in the U.S., was incorporated. 1860, U.S. extradition treaty with Sweden, removed from primary source. And why were we extraditing treaty with Sweden? That's 1861, Alexander H. Stevens gave the cornerstone speech. What is the cornerstone speech? I'm going to look that up here really quick. Cornerstone speech.
Sounds like whatever it was. It's like the...
Okay, here it is. Wikipedia. Also known as the Cornerstone Address, was an oration, KIA. The improvised speech delivered a few weeks before the Civil War began defended slavery as a necessity and just result of the supposed... wow, I'm not even going to read that.
Yeah,
That's
take that guy down right now.
Yeah, I'm not even...
Not out of history, but just take him down.
Yeah, well... I covered it. I'm not going to add the link to that.
That's right. No,
yeah.
I don't want it taken out. Don't get me wrong.
I covered it. That's all he's going to get. 1863, naval engagement at Havana, Cuba. USS Heinrich Hudson versus Confederate blockade runner Wild Pigeon. Huh.
Wild Pigeon.
Wild Pigeon. That sounds like a Native American name.
So we had another blockade going in Cuba, huh?
Yep. 1865, Battle of Bentonville ended. The last Confederate effort to stop Sherman, his march to the sea.
Oh, yeah, okay.
1866, U.S. Congress authorized national soldiers' homes. So I guess like bases or something. What's national soldiers' homes? Like
sounds like when they're at the end of the line or something. You know, if you're a soldier. I'm guessing.
National Home for Disabled Volunteer Soldiers.
There you go.
Okay,
yeah.
That's cool. All right, I'm gonna add this link in the underbar section. So where is it? There it is. National Soldier. Hold on a second. What was that called? National Soldiers.
Disabled Soldiers Home or something.
Our soldiers' homes.
It was disabled soldiers.
Yes, now National. S-O-L. Did I even spell sold? No. There we go. Soldiers. Okay. Anyway, National Home for Disabled Volunteer Soldiers,
There you go.
which is what it's called now. What else do we got here? 1868, the first U.S. Provisional Women's Club, Cirrhosis, formed in New York City.
Cirrhosis?
I know, I was going to S-O-R-O-S-I, cirrhosis.
Okay.
Cirrhosis of the liver or something? I mean,
They've been drinking too much. Put them in the women's club.
but then it's a cirrhosis, and then the new shoe for women. Oh, you can't get any more stereotypical than this. We have a women's club and it revolves around shoes, and it's named after a disease. 1861, journalist Henry Morton Stanley began his famous expedition to Africa, beginning his trek to find the missionary and explorer David Livingstone.
Yeah.
David Livingstone, I presume. Remember that? That actually happened.
They actually said Mr. Livingstone.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah, Mr. Livingstone, I presume?
Yep. And we will cover that, actually, if we haven't already. I'm not sure. I've covered so many things over the years on these shows, I don't remember what I have and haven't. 71 as well, Otto von Bismarck was elevated to the rank of Fürst, or Prince. He was appointed as the first Chancellor of the German Empire. Yeah. 1890, Austrian Jewish communities were defined by law. Okay, as what, though? 1907, U.S. sent troops to Honduras to halt the Nicaraguan army takeover. All right. 1909, Germany sent Russia a diplomatic note requesting, notes plural for some, a diplomatic notes. How do you plural a singular? What?
No, it should be a note, not S.
Yeah. Requesting recognition of the Austrian annexation of Bosnia and Herzegovina and cessation of support to Serbia in the controversy.
So what are they trying?
This is some politics leading up to the outbreak of the First World War.
So Germany's trying to take them over, or Russia?
Germany sent Russia a diplomatic note requesting recognition of the Austrian annexation of Bosnia.
I'm sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it now.
We also have Moran and McFarlane, U.S. Moran, not Moron, Moran. Duran won Europe's first six-day bicycle race in Berlin.
Ah.
All right. 1917, Loretta Walsh became U.S. Navy's first female petty officer.
Well, for her.
If anyone's going to be a petty officer, it's going to be females, right? I mean, they're petty.
Oh, boy. You're going to get letters.
Proving my point? Hey, send me all the hate mail. Prove me right. Prove me right that you're petty. Come on. I dare you.
Move on.
18, World War I, Germany launched Somme offensive. The first phase of the German Spring Offensive, Operation Michael, began. The Battle of the Somme. One of the big ones. 1919, the Hungarian Soviet Republic was established, becoming the first communist government to be formed in Europe after the October Revolution in Russia. That's not good. 21 as well, the new economic policy was implemented by the Bolshevik Party in response to the economic failure as a result of war communism. It's not just war communism. Communism just is terrible. 23, U.S. Foreign Minister Charles Hughes refused USSR recognition. Smart. Very smart. 365 days later, in 1924, we have the first foreign language course broadcast on U.S. radio, WJZ, New York City. So, to learn a foreign language, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And, Creative earlier today actually mentioned how, he can speak German and English. So, of course I can speak English and German as well. It's like, no, you don't understand. I'm stupid. Okay? If you're smart, I'm dumb. So, 1924, Mass Investors Trust became the first mutual fund set up in U.S. So, Investors Trust. Oh, great. Yeah, that's what they need. More money. Yeah. 25 as well, Iran adopted the Khorshidi Solar Hijri calendar, whatever that is, some form of calendar. 25 as well, Tennessee Governor Austin P.A. passed the Butler Act, making Tennessee the first state to outlaw teaching the theory of evolution, repealed later in 1967. Yeah, well...
I thought they weren't going to allow you to have butlers.
Yeah, no, it was, yeah. I don't know, I'm all for the separation of church and state, but when you start doing things first off, if you can't teach creationism alongside evolution, then you can't teach either. Flat out. You can't have one over the other. You should offer all classes. And if you're going to say, oh, blah, blah, church and state, okay, fine, I understand. But if you're going to straight up outlaw, now you're infringing on people's rights to get education beyond certain things.
Well,
you know, not everybody could afford.
The key to that of what you're saying is you have to expose, when you get something in conflicting history, like this is,
then give somebody both and let them determine themselves.
Yes, you have to give it in the proper
context.
You can't say, oh, this is what it used to be, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that. Or the other way around.
Yeah.
They think this is right now. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No.
25.
You have to put it in context. Go ahead.
25 as well. Syngman Rhee was removed from office after being impeached as the president of the provisional government of the Republic of Korea. I bet he was all like, Rhee! Yeah, I know. Internet joke. To make people Rhee, it's to scream. So 27, Guomindang Army conquered Shanghai as British Marines fled. 28 as well. Charles Lindbergh was presented with the Medal of Honor for the first solo transatlantic flight. Do not forget, though, Lindbergh was a Nazi supporter. He even suggested that we entered World War II on Germany's side. And very highly likely he killed his child and pawned it off using his celebrity and influence to some schmuck who took the bill. 33, Day of Potsdam in Nazi Germany, a ceremony to open the new Reichstag after the fire in February. Adolf Hitler and Paul von Hindenburg shook hands in public. Yeah. Disgusting people. This guy on the right, though, like one of the worst in all of human history. Swine. 1934, fire destroyed Hagote, Japan, killing about 1,500 people.
Jeez.
Yeah. Here we go again, more fire. 1934 as well, the landmark Australian Eastern Mission led by John Latham departed on its 3-month tour of East and Southeast Asia. Cool. 35, Persia was officially renamed Iran. Now I understand why they're constantly going after the West. They've hated democracy since the age of ancient Greece. They've been trying to come after us. So
even during this war, they're now saying,
well, that's why I'm saying what I just said.
Yeah.
Like, we're still in a fight for democracy against Persia, a.k.a. Iran. You know?
And they're referencing the people of Iran are really Persian. Yes, we know that.
Yeah. Oh. And we're not talking about the rugs. But yeah, from the other source, it says Shah of Iran, Reza Shah Pahlavi, formally asked the international community to call Persia by its native name, Iran. Yeah. You're trying to Iran away from your troubles, so whatever. Google Images second row is telling me.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, we've got. I was just gonna say, if the people ever took back over Iran and took full power of it, would they want to change it eventually back to Persia?
Well, that really scares me because Persia wanted to conquer and destroy democracy.
Well.
If they change back to Persia, then they're no different than what the regime that we toppled was to begin with.
Okay.
So, historically...
You could say the same thing about Japan,
Well, I do. I mean, look at China. China is acting as Japan did.
Us, they're trying to take over the world.
We are.
Well,
we have bases in all... We're a world empire. The United States is evil. Everybody's evil. It's horrible. Anyway, it says Iran is a country of Southwest Asia, which has been inhabited since 2000 BC by Iranian peoples. The region later became the core of the Persian Empire. After being conquered by Alexander the Great, you're welcome, and ruled by the Parthian Arsad dynasty, Persia was reestablished under the Sasanian dynasty from 224 AD to 651, and after invasions by Arabs, 7th century, Turks, 10th century, and Mongols, 13th and 14th century, was reestablished again under the Safavid dynasty from 1502 to 1736. The country, officially renamed Iran in 1935, was ruled by the Pahlavi dynasty from 25 until the ouster of Muhammad Reza Pahlavi in 1979, and a revolution led by the Ayatollah Khomeini, who established an Islamic Republic, in which now we're fighting that today.
They were invaded as much as England.
Well, everybody was, yeah. Everybody was invaded, multiple times, one way or another. 1937, we have the Ponce Massacre. Police killed 19 people at Puerto Rican Nationalist Parade. And so 19 people in Ponce, Puerto Rico, were gunned down by police acting on orders of the U.S.-appointed Governor Blanton C. Winship. Once another example of the U.S. is an oppressive government. Everybody is. 39, Nazi Germany demanded the return of Dame Jean or Gdansk from Poland. That's during their reconquering of the Rhineland and all that jazz. 1943, assassination attempt on Adolf Hitler failed. And that's all it said from the primary source. From the secondary, we have a Wehrmacht officer, Rudolf von Gersdorf, plotted to assassinate Adolf Hitler by using a suicide bomb, but the plan fell through. Von Gersdorf was able to defuse the bomb in time and avoid suspicion. Yikes. Sweating bullets, man. 43, massacre of the town of Calavierta, Greece by German Nazi troops. Just killing people, all that stuff. 44, U.S. General Eisenhower postponed the invasion of the south of France until after Normandy. So he wanted to wait until just strategy, whatever. I can't wait for that movie, Pressure. I just can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a good movie.
Brendan Fraser.
I hope it's going to be a good movie.
Brendan Fraser playing Eisenhower, man.
Yeah.
He is the only, probably not the only actor, but
well, I don't know about that.
One of the only actors who can really pull off a role like that.
The trailer on it, I had a bit of a hard time accepting him as Eisenhower, but I think he'll flow into it on the whole movie.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just chopping into a scene, I had a hard time with it.
Well, I mean, you can't. It's a trailer. It's just to get you involved in the movie.
No, I know that. That's why I'm clarifying it.
See, here's a weird thing. Out of the two of us, I'm a historian. I studied this, but you lived it, so you know
how. Live it.
Well, no, you lived Eisenhower being president.
Oh, president. Yes.
You weren't around during World War II.
No.
Mom was.
No.
Very young though, but
but
you know his mannerisms. You've probably heard him, talk on the radio, seen him on TV, So.
Oh yeah.
So you've seen the real deal.
Yeah.
Now let's see how much Brendan Fraser can step in the ring, so to speak, with that. 1945, the first Japanese kamikaze flying bombs, MXY-7 Oka, attacked Okinawa, and this is an image of that aircraft.
Ooh.
And it's just, there's no propellers. They just, I suspect that they dropped it from a larger plane. It's a flying bomb. So, they packed it with explosives, no engine, and the pilots, flew in the payload and everything.
Suicide mission.
And we saw one of these in real life. Does this look familiar?
Where did we see that?
The Pima Air and Space Museum in Tucson. Yeah, Arizona.
Yeah.
And this is... now, this is not the same thing, there's a propeller, but the reason why this is all broken is not because it took fire, it's because they started building these with such low quality, you don't need to have good quality, it's not going to go back up there.
Is it going to fly for, whatever distance it needs, that's it.
It broke up while flying, that's why we still have it.
Wow.
So, we just found it, or whatever, I'm not sure if you could barely read it. The leadership of the Japanese military made the decision to begin organized... Well, this is really difficult service history. I can't really read it that well. But essentially, if I remember correctly, this broke up while flying, but this was going to be a kamikaze. And then there's another one here. This is more coinciding with what we had earlier. But for whatever reason, we have two cockpits. I don't know why we'd send two people in one bomb. Unless this guy was like a tail gunner or something, but they both look like they have headrests right here, so I don't know. But there's no propeller, no engine, so this is something. And it even shows a picture of this here with a twin engine bomber, so it looks like it was just designed to. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. This is it has a ski, right here.
Okay.
So that's how. So it's a glider.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's why there's two people. Or maybe this was if in case of failure of kamikaze, you can re-land and get re-picked up. I don't know.
Are you sure it's a kamikaze flight?
Well, I don't know. 45, Dutch resistance fighter Hanny Shaft arrested by Nazi police. Poor guy. 45 as well. I guess he got shafted. You gotta really hand it to him.
Oh, man.
Hey, I'm sorry. His name, it beckons. 45 as well, during World War II, Operation Carthage, Royal Air Force planes bombed Gestapo headquarters in Copenhagen, Denmark. They also accidentally hit a school, killing 125 civilians. Collateral damage. 46, Kenny Washington signed with the Rams, the first black NFLer since 1933. Nice.
Yeah.
Took 13 years, but good.
I remember him.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Personally?
No. With the Rams.
That would have been cool. 46 as well, the UN set up temporary HQ at Hunter, now Lehman College in the Bronx. 47, Pope Pius XII published encyclical Fulgens Radiator. What does that stand for? Let me look that up here really quick. What is this? Okay, we are not there yet. That's rock and roll concert, if I remember correctly. Why am I image searching this? Encyclical. Here we go. It was written in the context of the heavy destruction of the Benedictine Monte Cassino monastery during the Battle of Monte Cassino in World War II. Well, so what, dude? It's war, man. It's just gonna happen, you know.
Yeah.
So,
By
anyway,
the way, I got to recant on my Kenny Washington deal. I was too young. I'm thinking of something else. The name rings a bell, and I can't quite place it, but it can't be him from 47 or 6 or whatever.
Kenny Washington, 46.
Yeah, even if he played 4 or 5 years, I still wouldn't remember him.
Yeah, but you remember him. You remember the name.
I remember the name for some reason. I can't remember why.
I mean, he could have been a sportscaster at some point, you know, or maybe a coach.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The name rang a bell.
Yeah. 47 as well, U.S. President Harry Truman signed Executive Order 9835 requiring all federal employees to have, quote, complete and unswavering loyalty to the United States of America, end quotes. I freaking agree, dude. Like, if you have just one iota of doubt about the United States and you're a representative of this country, get the fuck out of here, you know? You're supposed to be a representative.
Be all in 100%.
Yes. Balls to the wall. Now, this one doesn't make any sense. 1951, 2,900,000 U.S. soldiers in Korea? There's no way. There's no way we had almost 3 million soldiers in Korea.
It sure doesn't sound right.
There's no way. I mean, you know, China, they're the biggest military on Earth, and they're just over 1 million. There's no way we were almost 3 times that in 1951 in the Forgotten War.
Yeah.
You know? Somebody fucked up somewhere. Yeah. It's telling me to look this up, but I don't have the time. I gotta keep going. 1952, between now and the 22nd, so today and tomorrow, tornadoes in Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri, Mississippi, and Alabama, and Kentucky caused 343 deaths.
Whoa.
Yee. 52, 20,000 people attempted to attend the first ever rock and roll concert when Alan Freed presented the Moondog Coronation Ball at the old 12,000-seat Cleveland Arena. Performers included Paul Williams and the Hucklebuckers. It's a weird name. Tiny Grimes and the Rocking Highlanders, the Dominoes, and Veretta Dillard. At the first rock and roll concert in Cleveland, Ohio. And here's an image of it right there.
Wow. Got a good turnout.
Yeah, well, it's 20,000 to a 15,000 seat arena.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love the way it said attempt. So there's like 8,000 people who got screwed. But yeah, there's all sorts of pictures to read. You know, we have playbills and all that stuff. That's gotta be too small. I can't read that. 1953 NBA record: 106 fouls and 12 players foul out. Boston, Syracuse.
Wow.
Yeah. 55, Brooklyn Bulletin asked Dodger fans not to call their team bums. Wow.
Oh, they used to call them Dodger bums. Yeah, in when they were in not New York, they were in
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, thank you.
That's in New York.
Well, yeah, that's in New York State, but not New York City. They called them the Brooklyn Bums as a nickname.
Huh. All right. 1958, Dr. Ernest Lawrence, nuclear scientist and Nobel laureate, received the first West Point Sylvanus Thayer Award, presented to an outstanding U.S. citizen whose service in the national interest exemplifies devotion to ideals of West Point motto, duty, honor, country. God bless America. That's a plea, not a statement. 1960, Sharpeville Massacre. Police killed 72 people in South Africa and outlawed the ANC. During apartheid, Sharpeville Massacre, South Africa, police opened fire on a group of black South African demonstrators, killing 69 and wounding 180. So 69 to 72 deaths, discrepancy. That's disgusting. And now they're murdering whitey. How times have changed. Yeah, you know. 61, Art Modell purchased Cleveland Browns for then record sum of $3,925,000. It's been blown out of the water since then. 62, Dutch Archbishop Beekers declared himself in favor of birth control. All right. interesting for a man of God to be in favor of stuff like that. 62, Philadelphia Phillies retired pitcher Robin Roberts' number 36 jersey. Name sound familiar at all?
No.
All right. Now this one, here we go.
Oh, look out. Someone's in trouble.
Someone? Are you sure that's a person?
Maybe it's not. What is it?
1962, Yogi the Bear became the first creature ejected at supersonic speeds by the U.S. military during testing of ejection seats. What the fuck? Like,
wow.
Why are we ejecting bears at the speed of sound? This is weird.
Hey, Yogi, see if you like this. See if you can get the picnic basket.
Well, you know, this is when you don't want to be smarter than the average bear. You know?
True.
1963, Alcatraz prison in San Francisco Bay, California was closed.
Yeah.
I have yet to visit that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, never been there. We've been up to San Fran twice.
It's hard to get. You got
to plan
get tickets now.
You got to plan 80 years in advance.
Yeah,
you know,
to get them way ahead. That's a shame.
Yeah, I'll probably never go there. 65, Martin Luther King Jr. began march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama, leading 3,200 people on the start of the third and finally successful civil rights march, to Montgomery. 65, U.S. Ranger 9 launched, took 5,814 pictures before lunar impact. And actually, I want to go back. Martin Luther, U-T-H-E. Why can't I spell? King Jr. March shoes. His shoes are, I've seen his shoes in a museum and everything. Hold on a second. Martin Luther King Jr.'s shoes. I'm trying to find it. I'm not finding anything. March to Montgomery shoes. Like they have a big old hole in them and all that stuff. Like he wore the same pair of shoes, I think. I don't know. I can't find them, but anyway, yeah, Ranger program. NASA launched Ranger 9, the last in a series of unmanned lunar space probes. 66, U.S. Supreme Court reversed Massachusetts ruling that Fanny Hill is obscene. Fanny is such an interesting word. Obviously,
wasn't that a play or something?
I don't know. But that's a term for the buttocks, right?
Of course.
But it's a worse term in Britain.
What?
Fanny means the front butt for a woman.
Oh.
So if you have a fanny pack, it's vagina. 68, Royals chosen as the name of the KCAL franchise, Kansas City, American League. The Royals, yeah. 68, Israeli forces cross the Jordan River to attack PLO bases. Typical. The Battle of Karma in Jordan between the Israel Defense Forces. How do you defend when you're going on the offense? That makes no sense. And the combined forces of the Jordanian Armed Forces and PLO. They're just getting invaded. 68, Portuguese socialist Mario Soares banished the Sao Tome, having been arrested by secret police under dictator Antonio de Oliveira Salazar in Portugal. 1970, Vinko Podajek crashed during a ski jumping championship in Germany. His image became that of the agony of defeat guy in the opening credits of the ABC's Worldwide Sports, or Wide World of Sports.
That was played at the beginning of every, it was a weekly deal. Whatever it is, the something of victory and the agony of defeat, this guy crashing. Yeah, that's funny.
Agony of defeat. Let's see here. I'm just gonna.
It was a sports show.
I know. Oh, here we go. Well, that's just 10 worst. Ski jump. Is this Fidico? No. This is somebody else. I'm trying to find this stupid thing. Crash. Let's see. Here we go.
That's it.
Here we go.
Now we go to Vinko Bogatas, the Yugoslavian, the youngster.
Of course, they don't show the whole thing. They just show him crashing.
A lot of speed in that track. Look out! Look at him go!
Oh, wow.
Oh, baby.
Yikes. That looks like it hurt. 1970 as well, San Diego Comic-Con, the largest pop and culture festival in the world, hosts its inaugural event. Comic-Con is...
What year?
1970.
Okay.
So Comic-Con is 56 years old now.
I don't think you've ever been to Comic-Con, have you?
I have not. And I'm not going to, because now it's all woke nonsense. 1970 as well, the first Earth Day proclamation was issued by Joseph Alioto, mayor of San Francisco. Great.
Screw that.
No, we're going to hear another San Fran thing here, screwing everybody. 71, Vermont seasonal snowfall total of 132.2 inches. That's a lot of snowfall. Hold on a second. 132 divided by 12. 11 feet. Wow. Seasonal snowfall, 11 feet through the season. Sneezing. That's a lot of snow. 72, U.S. Supreme Court ruled states cannot require one-year residency to vote. What?
You don't have to live. In other words, if you move tomorrow, you can register in that new state and vote immediately.
Okay. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
73, first Met Gala was held with a theme honoring designer Balenciaga in New York. All right. 73 as well, White House counsel John Dean told U.S. President Richard Nixon, quote, there is a cancer growing on the presidency, end quote. Yeah, there absolutely is. 74, attempt was made to kidnap Princess Anne in London's Pall Mall. Wow. That's wild. 75 as well, Ethiopia abolished its monarchy after 3,000 years.
Wow.
That's a long time.
That's a really long time.
78, Padres fire Al Dark, fire Al Dark, the second manager ever fired during spring training. Huh. All right. 78, San Francisco passed the most comprehensive homosexual rights bill in the U.S. Because of course they did. When are straights, gonna get, rights? Like, when are we gonna get our time to be equal? Because, like, it doesn't say anything. It like all these documents, they talk about people in a whole general sense. But then, black gets special treatment. These, gays get special treatment. These people, everybody's gotten special treatment except straights and whites. That's kind of weird. Like, because it used to be everybody, and now it's just everybody is more equal than others. Just like Animal Farm. So, 79, Egyptian Parliament unanimously approved peace treaty with Israel. Great. 1980, on season finale cliffhanger of TV show Dallas, villain J.R. Ewing was shot by an unknown assailant.
Who shot J.R.?
Yep.
They left that hanging, and all summer long everybody's making a big deal out of it. Oh, they're going to come back, and who shot J.R.?
Didn't they make it that the entire thing was a fake episode or whatever? Or
I've forgotten now what it was.
there's been so many bullshit things on TV.
Yeah.
1980 as well, Cold War, U.S. President Jimmy Carter, the peanut farmer, announced a United States boycott of the 1980 Summer Olympics in Moscow to protest the Soviet-Afghan War.
I remember that too.
Yep. 1 year after that, 9-time World Grand Prix motorcycle champion Mike Halewood, along with his 9-year-old daughter Michelle, were killed when his Rover ST1 collided with a truck near their home in Tamworth and Arden in England. Yikes. That sucks. So, 82, Little Johnny Jones opened and closed at Alva Theater in New York City. Doesn't sound like a good, production there. 1982, the movie Annie, directed by Jim Houston, starring Eileen Quinn, Albert Finney, and Carol Burnett, premiered.
Oh, Carol Burnett.
All right. 82, Jerry Pate celebrated golf win by jumping into the water hazard. There he is. You can see him.
I remember that.
Whee! I
didn't see it live, but I saw it on the news or something.
You know what? I gotta look this up on YouTube, see if this is actually a thing. No. Hold on a second. What was his name? Jerry Pates. Let me see if I can get it like this here. There we go, Pates. Here we go. Just some history for people here.
Jerry Pate hit a fabulous 5-iron shot to the last hole to win the championship. It was quite a moment.
Well, what can you say? Pete and I will go for a swim today.
Men too, while I'm at it. So as they walked over to the edge prior to the ceremony, I grabbed Dean and threw him in. And I think Pete sort of on the fly, I grabbed him and threw him in on the run.
People remember.
So he threw people in with him. Huh. That's hilarious. 83, only known typo on Time Magazine. Instead of control, it was control. They just misplaced the R. All were recalled. One typo. You recall all of them.
So what was recalled?
The magazine.
Okay.
Like
What's the magazine?
Only known typo on Time magazine
okay.
cover.
Okay.
Instead of, it was supposed to be the word control. So you're going to waste all that money reprinting all those magazines because of one letter? Yep. That's stupid. 83, the first cases of the 1983 West Bank fainting epidemic began. Israelis and Palestinians accused each other of poison gas, but the cause was later determined mostly to be psychosomatic. I don't know. Something weird is happening. 84, NFL owners passed the infamous anti-celebration rule. 84, part of the Central Park in New York City was named Strawberry Fields, honoring John Lennon. 84 as well, Soviet sub crashed into the USS aircraft carrier Kitty Hawk off Japan. How? How did we not see them coming and dodge them? That's wild.
Yeah.
85, Arthur Ashe was nominated for the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Hell yeah.
He ended up dying of AIDS.
Yeah.
From a blood transfusion.
Yeah, I think that was probably intentional. Because there's a whole thing about the CIA distributing AIDS to the black community in order to kill them. That's a legit conspiracy. So.
Yeah, but this is a well-known and well-loved.
Doesn't matter.
Seems like you're bringing a lot of attention to yourself unnecessarily if that's what you're doing. Anyway,
what do you mean attention to myself?
Not yourself.
Huh.
Your cause, whatever your cause is.
Yeah.
You're bringing a lot of negative attention to it.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying there's more to the world than what's on the surface level. So, maybe he died naturally of AIDS, or maybe he was poisoned. I don't know. All I do know is that there's a conspiracy that the CIA did that, and he's part of that community. I don't know. Maybe he was one of the targets. I don't know.
You're saying, did they knowingly do it or not?
I don't know. I'm not saying they did or they didn't. I'm just saying that there's a conspiracy targeting the black community. He's a black guy. 1 + 1 = 2. I don't know, 1985, Canadian Rick Hansen set off on his Man in Motion World Tour in his wheelchair raising money for spinal research.
We just talked about that.
Yeah, yesterday. Oak Ridge Mall, Vancouver, successfully completed in May 1987. So we finally got a fucking answer.
Yeah, no kidding.
Took him a couple years. Pardon me, yep. Paraplegic athlete and humanitarian Rick Hansen began to circumnavigate the globe, yada, 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 in the name of spinal cord injury medical research. Yeah, that's awesome. And every time I see Rick Hansen, Chris, I see right there. That's what I'm talking about. Hansen, I think of the guy from To Catch a Predator. You know that show where they set up sting operations and catch pedophiles and all that stuff?
I never saw it.
It's remarkable. Chris Hansen and Rick Hansen, two different people. 86, Debbie Thomas became the first black stadium to win the World Figure Skating Championships. All right. So, I just thought of a horrible joke. I'm gonna.
Good joke.
1987, PSV sold soccer player Ruud Gullit to AC Milan for 17 million Y, whatever the hell this is again. Remember that from the other day?
Yen, maybe?
No, that's... I don't know. Is that yen? I'm going to look this up here really quick. What is this? Y.
It's good.
The Latin letter with diareses. Usage. Alphabet. Left to right. What is this? How to pronounce... No, what is... Currency. Okay, what is this? Y currency. Let's see if this tells me anything. Currency symbol. No. Okay. Well, this is going to require some digging, so we don't have the time for that. 1989, first sea test of Trident II missile, self-destructed, Cape Canaveral, Florida. 1990, Namibia, that's a word, Namibia, became independent of South Africa. Sam Nujoma became their president after 75 years of South African rule. All right. 1991, 27 crew members were lost at sea when 2 U.S. Navy anti-submarine planes collided. Yikes. Now that's a near miss right there. Not to make light of the situation. We also have Quebec Nordiques goaltender Ron Tugnut. Wow, really? Tugnut? That's a horrible name. Set NHL modern-day record for most saves in a regular season non-loss game. 70 of 73 shots in a 3-3 tie with the Boston Bruins.
Had to be brutal when he was a little kid.
Yeah. 1991, UN Security Council panel lifted the food embargo on Iraq. 92, Pakistan scored 6-264 to overhaul New Zealand in exciting World Cup cricket semi.
On that food embargo,
Yeah.
what's his name? Hussein?
Saddam Hussein?
Yeah, flipped it around and blamed it on the U.S. and then the
Oh, of
people
course
got
he did.
pissed at the U.S.
Yeah. Huh.
because they were getting raw food.
Mm.
If they got anything, it'd be all rotten.
That's terrible. 93, Pope John Paul II beatified Duns Scotus, a philosopher theologian of the Middle Ages. Okay, cool, but shouldn't you be focusing on things that matter today? You know? I don't know. 93 as well, South Africa, white wolves killed a 5-year-old black girl. That's awful.
White
Wolves.
Sounds like a gang, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's capitalized.
It's gotta
So I'm going to look this up. South Africa,
It's ugly. We don't need to
white
know.
wolves. I want to know. If, you know, are these the Streedom Square Massacre? Yeah, white supremacist stuff. Yeah, so anyway, 1994 as well. 66 Academy Awards. Schindler's List. Tom Hanks and Holly Hunter won. Still gotta watch this movie, Schindler's
I
List.
have not seen it.
Neither have I. You have not seen it?
Seen it, I said.
You have not seen it?
I have not seen it. S-E-E-N.
I know what you're saying.
I didn't say zenit. I said seen it.
No. Listen to me very carefully. You have not seen it? Not Z?
Just move on. Next.
We gotta get him some Rogaine, you know, so it doesn't fly over his head, you know?
Wow.
I hit you twice. 94, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, the UNFCCC, entered into force after being ratified by the required number of nations. Okay. 94, Wayne Gretzky tied with Gordie Howe's NHL record of 801 goals. Nice.
A great one.
Yes, both of them. 99, Swiss aviator Bertrand Piccard and British aviator Brian Jones became the first to circumnavigate the Earth in a hot air balloon. Hot air balloon.
Yeah.
Wow. In the year 2000, Pope John Paul II made his first ever pontifical visit to Israel. We covered that yesterday. He visited Jordan, like all the Holy Lands and everything. 2002, Ahmed Omar Saeed Sheikh and 3 others were charged with murder for the kidnapping and killing of Wall Street Journal reporter Danielle Pearl in Pakistan. I remember
yes,
that.
Absolutely.
That was a big thing.
It was huge.
Yeah. 2002 as well, schoolgirl Amanda Dowler was abducted in broad daylight on her way home from a Heathside school in Walton-on-Thames, England. I heard about that too. Like, you know, this was, I was
13, 14.
yeah, well, I'm trying to think. 2002, this time of year, I was a freshman? No, I was a sophomore.
I'm not going to
Fresh-
go
I
through
don't
that
know.
again.
Yeah, I don't know. 2006, first ever tweet sent out by Twitter founder Jack Dorsey, just sending him my Twitter. Wow, this guy's an idiot. He couldn't even spell his own company correctly. What an idiot. 2006, immigrant workers building the Burj Khalifa found a new and a new terminal at Dubai International Airport in the United Arab Emirates joined together in riot, causing $1 million in damages.
Jeez.
Yikes. 2012, 5 former Guatemalan paramilitaries were sentenced to 7,710 years in jail for their role in the Plan de Sanchez massacre in 1982. So it took 30 years for this, and you're going to give them almost 8,000 years of jail time. That's ridiculous. 2012.
Life sentences would have been.
Yeah.
For all of them.
2012, Greek Parliament voted in favor of an international bailout deal. Of course they did. 2013, a barter dispute went out of control and resulted in 10 people being killed, 20 injured, and 4 mosques burnt to the ground in Myanmar. Wow. All over a dispute, involving bartering. 10 people died, 20 injured, and 4 holy sites destroyed. That's ridiculous.
Someone's out there getting screwed.
That reminds me a lot of the Ferguson riots, So, 2013, European Space Agency revealed new data indicating that the universe is 13.82 billion years old. 2014, Canadian freestyle skier, moguls, and 2-time Olympic gold medalist Alexandre Bioliadou retired at the age of 26.
Do you know what moguls are?
Moguls, like a real estate mogul or something, or
Well, no.
is
On
that
the,
a person?
On the course,
Oh,
there's little dips and valleys, and you go through them. They're going down like
those
this,
things.
yeah.
Okay,
Those
yeah.
He probably raced a mobile run.
Yeah. 2014, Russia formally annexed Crimea amid international condemnation. Well, international should Crimea River. 2017, Haitian Stadion singer Wyclef Jean, wrongfully identified as a suspect, handcuffed and detained by LA County Sheriff's Department. Okay. 2018, African trade deal agreed by 44 African countries in Kigali, Rwanda. Sounds awesome. 2018 as well, Austin bombing suspect Mark Condit destroyed himself in a chase with police in Austin, Texas. Yikes. Well, at least the trash took itself out. 2018 as well, West Taiwan, aka China, announced greater controls over the media, including merging state-run radio and television broadcasters into a single conglomerate called Voice of China. No, Voice of Winnie the Pooh, more like it. We also have Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg admitted they made mistakes after data on 50 million users was harvested by Cambridge Analytica. Yeah, mistakes my ass. Nigerian government confirmed 101 out of 110 schoolgirls kidnapped from Dapashi were returned. But where's the other 9? I want to know where the other 9 are. Are they okay? Are they alive? 2019, a huge blast from a chemical factory in Shenzhen Chemical Industry Park in eastern China was so big it registered as an earthquake, killing 78 people and injuring 617. Now we have a discrepancy here. The other source states at least 47 deaths with 640 injuries. So we have less deaths but more injuries. So I don't know the exact number, but that's crazy. Big enough to be measured on the Richter scale. That's a hell of an explosion. 2019. Yeah. 7 years ago. Yeah, 7 years ago. 2019 was 7 years ago. What the hell? Bangladeshi women with 2 uteruses, a woman with 2 uteruses, safely gave birth to twins 26 days after giving birth to another child.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Whoa.
So she had 3 children at once, but only one set of twins and another. The woman had a double oven. What can I say? That's crazy. 2019, Emilia Clarke revealed she suffered 2 brain aneurysms while filming Game of Thrones in an article for New Yorker. Yikes. I hope you're okay.
No, I've heard of Game of Thrones. I don't know what it is.
It's a Game of Thrones.
Thank you. Great.
No, it's some stupid fantasy. There's dragons and it got really dumb.
Did you ever play it?
No, it was a show, not a game.
Oh, that's right. It's a show.
Did I ever play?
Sorry. I transposed it into a game.
Did I ever play the Game of Thrones? I wish I could. I think this butt is perfect for the iron seat. 2019, former Brazilian President Michel Temer was arrested in Sao Paulo as part of a large corruption investigation. We also have Governor of Missouri Mike Pearson declared a state of emergency as flooding from Nebraska and Iowa flowed downstream into the state. Japanese baseball right fielder Ichiro Suzuki finished his career with a record 4,367 base hits, NPB, which is Japan, and MLB, which is us, as Seattle Mariners beat the Oakland A's 5-4 in Tokyo, Japan. Hell yeah. Is he up on here? 2019, who gives a shit about Ringo Starr?
Ringo Starr?
Well, okay, of course he does. Here he is, Ichiro Suzuki. Awesome, baseball legend. Yes, he is. Yeah, Ichiro Suzuki. 2019, Levi Strauss & Company was traded publicly for the second time in its history on the New York Stock Exchange. Wow.
So they went public for a second time.
Yep. In 2019 as well, New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern announced a ban on military-style semi-automatic weapons 6 days after the Christchurch terrorist attack. Yeah, what a great way to keep the people suppressed. It makes me think that the terrorist attack was a false flag in order to de-weaponize everybody. I mean, shit like that happens all the time.
What was that one politician said? Never let a disaster go to waste.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wasn't that Obama?
It was in his. It wasn't Obama himself, but it was one of his people.
Yeah, his cabinet members or whatever.
I don't know what I can't remember what he was, but he was.
Be careful when you say his people when talking about Obama because he's half black. So,
Well, I know. I mean, every president has his people.
I know. Well, I know. I'm saying to people out there that because you're white, you're not allowed to say certain things.
I'm just not going to worry about shit that misses.
I know. Well, I know.
Bullshit.
I know. I agree with you. And I'm just saying, it's ridiculous. 2021, 45 were crushed to death in a crowd paying respects to the late President John Magufuli at a stadium in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Jeez. 1 year after that, 178 wildfires have burnt more than 108,000 acres across southwest Texas, according to local fire officials, with 23 still active. Are they trying to take over us now? What the hell? The wildfires is California territory, okay? Texas, you keep out of the fire lane. That's ours. 2022, Mexico's President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador inaugurated Felipe Ángeles International Airport to serve Mexico City. 2023, the 5th World Baseball Classic. Japan won the international tournament for the 3rd time with a 3-2 win over the United States at Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida. All right. 2023, Ugandan government passed anti-homosexuality bill, including punishment of 10 years in prison for identifying as LGBTQT+. Well, I can't agree with that. At the same time, with all the damage that these alphabet mafia are causing with their mostly but fiery, peaceful protests, and swinging their junk in the faces of kids, I mean, we got to do something to stop them. So, 2024, Elon Musk's Neuralink company posted a video of a patient playing chess online using a brain implant. This is terrifying. So, what's stopping somebody from controlling you? Or even worse, an AI. What's stopping an AI from using
to do tremendous good for people
and tremendous bad?
And
just as a nuclear bomb, everything is a double-edged sword.
But it's not all one-sided.
It's not, but it's usually always only one-sided at the end of the day. 2024, social media company Reddit made its debut on the New York Stock Exchange. Its shares rising 48%. How's your GameStop stock, by the way?
Really flat.
Well, at least it's not going down. And last but not least, this time last year, major power outage caused by a fire at a nearby electricity substation forced Heathrow Airport, London, to shut down completely, stopping more than 1,300 flights and disrupting more than 270,000 passenger journeys. Not passengers, journeys.
Their journey, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. 270,000. 270,000 passenger journeys. So I don't, that's not 270,000 people. Those are flights.
Okay.
So, because I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's people. But I get what you're...
Maybe people. Over 250,000 people in one day? Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
More than 250,000 journeys.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
It's already talking about 1,300 flights.
Oh,
There's your flights.
You're right. Wow, I'm dumb. Okay, yeah, I'm not paying attention this time. That'll be the end of the show today for this time. Once again, please check the underbar in the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but unlimited all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, so we can only bring you a portion, between two sources. Please check our sources down there for more. I mean, look at all this. We only read between two sources. This is all just today on March 21st. So anyway, for all of you and all of us, I'm Alexander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. Until you catch us next time for your dose of past events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. Don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! There's a thing.